Hello there, folks. Most in particular, the Thomas the Tank Engine fans, since this video is basically about Thomas the Tank Engine. And it's about how my Thomas Wooden Railway collection had been growing for the past couple of weeks since I have made any new Thomas the Tank Engine videos, apart from having to upload an alternate version of part 30 of Kuno the Tank Engine Generation 2 because W.M.G decided to attack Thomas fans again and is now blocking some other music tracks that are much newer than the ones they were blocking before, and I certainly cannot believe how they left me alone for a good long time before they decided to go back to blocking a couple of my videos again. I did manage to switch out to the music using the music switcher, but there was one video in which I wasn't successful in doing that, so I had to re-upload the entire video again with different music. And before you ask, yes, the hiatus is still going on. I know that some people have said, well, you could probably just use customized music, and I may do that at some point, but I kind of like to stick with the original Thomas the Tank Engine music tracks. Like for the Generation 2 Kuno the Tank Engine videos, I kind of thought of maybe doing all of the videos with the music tracks in order. Of course, around the beginning, I kind of did not do that because, I kind of used the songs out of order since I used the Thomas Anthem for episode 3, which, of course, episode 1 had the original theme song, and episode 2 had the repairs theme, and episode 4 had Really Useful Engine, and episode 5 had Never Give Up, and that was a song that was brought out in season 6, while part 7 of Kuno the Tank Engine had Rules and Regulations, which was a song that was released around season 4, but it was a CD exclusive song along with That's What Friends Are For. And of course, both of those songs had to have come out before Never Give Up and It's Great to Be an Engine, and the former of which was used in episode 5, as I said before, and the latter was used in episode 6. At the time of the recording of this video, those episodes did have a Content ID claim from W.M.G, but at the time of the recording of this video, they are only Content ID claims. They are not blocked. I mean, back in 2009, W.M.G would have blocked the following songs that appear on the screen, but right now they're not doing that, and hopefully it stays like that. But they are claiming other songs, but hopefully, much like the 2009 issue, this new issue will eventually pass, and we'll be able to upload Thomas the Tank Engine videos with the original songs, as well as the much newer songs, without having any problems. And hopefully Mattel will learn from this mistake and not make any deals with W.M.G again. I just cannot believe that they thought W.M.G could be trusted. Did Hit Entertainment not tell them anything about this? Let's get on to the actual video itself right here, as far as how my Thomas Wooden Railway collection is growing. A couple of things that I forgot to mention in the original recording is that I also got an Edward the Great set off of eBay. So pretty much here are some images that shows the special tired out Edward and surprised look Spencer, as well as the Duke and Duchess's passenger coach and the furniture car that came with that. I wasn't bothered to show the entire set, and I may do a review on the entire set at some point in time. I just haven't been bothered to do so anytime recently. And another thing that I also got would be the Misty Island Bridge, as well as the Misty Island Crane, aka Old Wheezy. And that I may also do a review on at some point in time using parts that I already had, because these were just the special parts that came in that set. I didn't get the entire full set, although at one time I wanted to, which was why I was neglecting to get Bash and Dash at some point in time. But I decided in the end to forget about getting that full-on set. But hey, I managed to get the special bridge that came with it off of eBay, and here we are now. A lot of parts of this video will pretty much show off me showing the collection of stuff that I have right now as of the recording of this video right here. And I hope that you enjoy it, and if there are some characters that you aren't able to see but remember seeing before, it could probably be because they're kind of at the back of the shelf and it's kind of hard to see them. And some of them are also facing backwards to avoid having any of them couple up accidentally at some points in time, because I like to keep a lot of the characters to be uncoupled from one another, unless they're supposed to be coupled up together. For the past couple of weeks, I did get a couple of new characters. Just new to me, but not necessarily new to the world. I mean, a lot of these characters had been retired for quite some time, but I had never gotten them, so I just bought them off of eBay. Some of them new in box, some of them used, and any that were used have little to no nitpicks on them. And I am considering on maybe getting another Wooden Railway George to customize into Buster the Steamroller. I could probably just get one that has a few paint chips, maybe a lot of them. It's probably not going to matter because I will have painted over them anyway, making it into Buster. And I also had looked into maybe getting the Trackmaster version of Buster, but I'm not quite sure if it would meet in the scale of the Wooden Railway trains, and I think that it is much cheaper to just get a Wooden Railway George and make that into a custom Wooden Railway Buster. Also, do excuse me if you do hear a few meows in the background. There was one a while ago. I don't know if the recording picked it up or not, but if it did, I do apologize, and if it didn't, and if you are confused as to why I am suddenly bringing this up, well, I don't know if it did or didn't record it, but I heard it. I don't know if you've heard it, but just in case you did, I'm sorry. In case you didn't, well, okay. Alright, so continuing on, a couple of the characters that I did get would include Connor and Caitlyn. Those were a couple of characters that I didn't have in my previous Thomas Wooden Railway collection video, although at the time of the recording of this video, I've only made one of those, and I probably will make one yearly to show how big the Thomas Wooden Railway collection that I have is coming along. The whole reason why I'm not planning on doing it like monthly or every 2 months or every 3 months or whatever is because I don't get new Thomas Wooden Railway items all that often, so I feel very little point in doing short little update videos every single time I get a new addition to my collection. I mean, I do make reviews on those characters or sets, but I just have not been bothered to do so anytime recently, and plenty of people have already uploaded reviews on those engines anyway, and I guess the only point of me doing so is to just give my thoughts about each of these characters. But anyway, my whole thoughts about Connor and Caitlyn is that I do find them to be pretty impressive characters. Probably one of the whole reasons why I got them was because I didn't have them in my collection, and they were pretty much the only characters introduced in 2013 that I did not have in my collection, and pretty much I almost had every single television series character that had been introduced into Thomas Wooden Railway at this point in time. But of course, now we got the Thomas Wood line, which I haven't seen very much updates in regards to new stuff getting released. In fact, for a while I did see Thomas Wood stuff over at my local Target, but for my past couple of visits over at my local Target, they have not had any new ones. So I'm not sure if they are just on a temporary hiatus or if they have stopped having them be sold at Targets altogether. And if that is the case, I may have to do a lot of Thomas Wood buying off of the internet, just as I am doing for Thomas Wooden Railway. I mean, Thomas Wooden Railway is completely out of stores now, at least out of most common stores. There probably are just a few other stores that still have them, but there aren't any stores in my local area that do sell those. So unfortunately, I'm just kind of out of luck in buying Thomas Wood and Railway or Thomas Wood stuff locally, at least as of August 2020. Another character that I did get would be Wilbert, who is a Railway Series exclusive character. I got him probably about a week ago. I thought that he was a pretty impressive character, and I had also been thinking, like, going through the amount of characters that had been adapted into Kuno the Tengen, starting from episode 1 of the first generation. I had noticed that Wilbert was pretty much the earliest character introduced into the series that I had not gotten in Thomas Wood and Railway form, but now I do have him. And let's see, going down the line among characters who had been released that I do not have in my Thomas Wood and Railway collection right now, I think that the earliest character now would have to be, well, I'm thinking it's Lori 2 and Lori 3, and right now I don't have any plans on purchasing them because they are very hard to find, even if I was willing to spend hundreds of dollars on getting just these 2 sets. I haven't been able to even find any listings on eBay at all. I mean, at least not the last time I looked. I mean, I could probably look again during editing of this video and see if there are any listings on them, but as of right now, I don't have any plans on purchasing Lori 2 and Lori 3 if I'm even given the opportunity to. I mean, I do have Lori 1, which I've had in my collection for quite a long time from my childhood, but Lori 2 and Lori 3 are much rarer instances, so I'm just not sure if it would even be worth it to try to get all 3 of them. And plus, I'm not really sure if I will even introduce the Horrid Loris in my Wood and Railway series anyway, although I'm not doing those episodes very often as of right now, but I'm just saying. Getting back to Wilbert, I bet some of you are wondering if I am going to be making a custom Wood and Railway 16. And the answer is, it is in the plans right now, but unlike most people who've made custom 16s, who've used a Wood and Railway Wilbert, I am using my old Wooden Railway Duke. Right now, from the time that I am recording this video, I have just started work on that. I think that how the process is going to work is that what I need to do is saw off the bottom section of the chassis, and I have not done that yet. I mean, I've successfully taken off the wheels, the lower part of the engine, and I've also sawed off the smoke box, but, you know, here's an image of how it looks from the time that I am recording this video to show you my current process on that. And I've also done a bit of comparisons in that this Duke model is actually slightly shorter than Wilbert, so I'm gonna need to find some way to reach that length, and also to try to probably work around how Duke had these side railings on his side while Wilbert does not, and the fact that 16 only has 1 dome and not 2. It's going to be kind of a process working around that, but I'm going to figure out some way. It could be a while though, but when I do eventually get it done, then I will make an update video about that, showing off the custom. Speaking of customs, there is another custom that I did finish quite some time ago, and that is a custom of Wooden Railway Hurricane. Now, I think I did do a recording of myself discussing about Hurricane and my custom model of it, but I've not posted that out. But here he is now. What I used for this custom Wooden Railway Hurricane was a old style Wooden Railway Henry, and I did need to take out the square back of the boiler, or whatever you may call that, and replace it with a rectangular Model Magic one. I'm pretty sure that some people would recommend that I would use a Gordon for that, but I already used my old Wooden Railway Gordon to create the scrap tender engine, which I made quite some time ago. And of course, Hurricane was not in existence yet at the time, and I'm not going to bother to try to just rework around that. And plus, I did have a spare wooden railway Henry, and that was what I used for that. And I did also get a Take and Play or Adventures Hurricane just for the face. I was kind of considering on making my own custom face out of Model Magic, but I didn't really like the result of that, so I just went with the Adventures Hurricane instead. And as for the custom 16 that I am working on, I'm not sure if I will either get a Erdl 16 to use the face of off of eBay like a lot of other people who have made custom wooden railway 16s have, or if I'm just going to use a Model Magic face. It just all depends on what ends up happening. Anything that I have planned right now is pretty much subject to change. Another thing that I did get, and a lot more recently from the recording of this video, is a wooden railway green Salty. Now you might be wondering as to why Salty is green right here, and this comes from an episode of Season 14. I can't remember the name of the episode, but if I remember to during editing, I will look up the name of the episode and put it up on the screen right there. It was that episode where Edward was trying to get a gift for Salty, and anytime Edward did get a gift for Salty, Salty refused on it. Like, there was an instance in which Edward wanted to give Salty green paint, and Salty told a story about how he was once painted green and he couldn't be found by any of the other engines, which doesn't make much sense because there are a lot of engines on Sodor who are green, and nobody has any problems finding them. But maybe it was because Salty was a little darker green than most of the green engines on Sodor, and because of that, it may have been a lot easier to see those engines on Sodor than it was when Salty was painted green. But anyway, just decided to get that just for collector's sake, and I may also do the same thing for the streamlined Emily at some point in time. Now, another thing in regards to customs is that I did also purchase 11 unpainted wooden railway coaches off of eBay, and I do plan on making customs of them. I do have a few ideas on what characters I could perhaps make with these unpainted coaches. Right now, I do have plans on making a custom wooden railway Cora. She was a Guards fan that was introduced in the Railway series, so I plan on making her. And as for the others that I have, I may make some of them into narrow gauge coaches, and I actually do plan on making two of them into Sheen and Daryl McDarrell, who are two characters from Felix Chang's New Engine Slideshow series. Sheen is the pink narrow gauge diesel who is given the number 8, and before anybody asks, Felix Chang and I completely ignored that Duke was identified as number 8 on the wiki. If I have explained that I personally do not consider Duke to be number 8 because he does not have the number on his cap. I did my best to explain to someone as to why I do not consider Duke being number 8 as canon. But no matter what I said, he just did not get it. But I did explain at max level all of the reasons why I do not consider Duke to be number 8, and that is because he doesn't wear the number, he was never referred to such in the TV series, and so I do not consider Duke to be number 8. That is the best I'm going to give. If that wasn't good enough for you, I apologize, but that's the best that you are going to get. So please stop bugging me about that. If you wanted a better explanation, sorry, this is the best I got for you. So just move on and just let me proceed to having Sheen be Skarloey Railway Engine number 8. Unless Mattel decides to pull an Emily on me and have one of the existing engines on the Skarloey Railway be number 8. And the whole reason why I'm saying pull an Emily on me was, because I had made a character, Jace the Red Tank Engine, gave him the number 12. Decade later, Emily was officially given the number 12. I did not think that that was going to happen, I know some people were expecting that to happen and hoped that would happen, but I, for one, was personally never expecting it to ever happen. I'm just saying, I don't consider Duke to be number 8 unless he is officially considered to be number 8 in the TV series, which, considering how long he has been absent from the show, I don't see that happening anytime soon. So anyway, moving on, I do plan on making Sheen, and I do plan on making Daryl McDarrell, who is the number 10 engine on the Skarloey Railway, and thankfully there are no existing Skarloey Railway characters who are debated at being number 10, unless you maybe count Mighty Mac, which I usually don't. And Daryl was the rainbow-colored Diesel in Felix Chang's New Engine Slideshow series. So that pretty much is my whole update of my Thomas Wooden Railway collection. I do apologize if I have to continue the hiatus for a little bit longer, but it just depends on how soon W.M.G is going to stop with their copyright claims, and hopefully when they do stop, they stop permanently. I really did not like how they just decided to make a temporary 10-year absence and then decide to come back. We didn't want them to go away temporarily, we wanted them to go away permanently. But, until they finally do go away, and hopefully permanently, I'm not going to be making any more New Engine Slideshow videos or Kuno the Tank Engine. If you want to continue making your own videos like that, go ahead, but I'm personally on hiatus right now. And plus, I have a few other projects that I want to work on besides New Engine Slideshow or Kuno the Tank Engine videos, as well as other projects besides Thomas the Tank Engine. I mean, it's not as bad as the forced hiatus that I had back in 2009, but, at least I'm given the option this time. At least I actually put a hiatus on willingly. It wasn't done by force. So that's about all I have to say. My voice is actually kind of getting a bit tired from talking. So I'm going to just go ahead and proceed to editing this video right now, and then maybe take a rest, and then get back to working on a certain other project that I have ongoing. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.